Imagine for a moment that life itself is a great lottery, and every ticket drawn is not a number, but a thought. Every image you hold within, every feeling you allow yourself to experience becomes your entry. The so-called secret formula, the one whispered of but never revealed, is not outside you. It is within you. It has always been within you. The world will tell you that chance rules, that luck favors some and abandons others. But the truth is far deeper, far more intimate. What you assume to be true in the silence of your heart is the drawing of the numbers. What you dare to believe about yourself is the winning ticket. When you imagine with conviction, when you clothe yourself inwardly in the scene of victory, the invisible law of life begins its work. The hidden formula is this: you must feel yourself already possessing what you seek. Not tomorrow, not after the drawing, not someday, but now. If you can see yourself holding the prize, if you can taste the joy of having already won, if you can rest in the state of accomplishment, as though it were already sealed, then life bends to your inner decree. They tried to hide this because it places the power back into your hands. No longer dependent on the world, no longer begging fate, you become the master of your destiny. The lottery is no longer outside, in tickets and machines. It is inside, in consciousness and imagination. To enter, you need no money, only faith. To win, you need no number, only inner alignment. Tonight, when you lie down to rest, dare to take the prize in your hands in the theater of your mind. See it. Touch it. Rejoice in it. Let the thrill of possession overtake you until it feels realer than the bed beneath you. And when sleep carries you off, you will have planted the seed. The unseen forces of creation will tend to it, and in ways you cannot predict, the evidence will emerge. The lottery of life is not chance, it is law. The numbers are drawn from the state you occupy. Assume the state of the winner tonight, and watch how swiftly the world delivers your prize. The so-called lottery that the world talks about is merely a shadow of the greater lottery of life. The winning ticket is never really printed on paper, it is printed in the imagination. Every thought you sustain is an entry. Every feeling you nurture is a wager placed upon your destiny. The numbers are not random, they are drawn directly from the state of mind you occupy. This is the secret that has been disguised, hidden under layers of chance and probability, but it has always been the key. Imagination creates reality. When you hear of winners, when you see someone rise seemingly out of nowhere, the world says they were lucky. But luck is the world's word for law unrecognized. They do not see that the winner assumed the role long before the prize appeared. Perhaps unconsciously, perhaps only in fleeting moments, they touched the state of victory and lingered in it just long enough to bring it forth. The outer event, the winning ticket, was nothing but the reflection of the inner claim. The formula is not about numbers. It is not about combinations. It is not about odds stacked in your favor. It is about your inner certainty. What you dare to assume, you will inevitably express. This is the hidden current beneath the visible game. The world will give you the illusion of randomness, but there is no randomness in creation. Everything seen is an outpicturing of the unseen. Everything experienced is born from what you accept as true within yourself. Do you understand what this means? It means you can claim your fortune tonight. It means you can step beyond the waiting, the hoping, the endless grasping after numbers and luck, and instead enter the state of possession here and now. The mind, when disciplined to hold a vision, becomes the printing press of destiny. The senses may say otherwise, the bank account may testify against you, but the inner law is stronger than the evidence of the moment. What is the law? Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not assume tomorrow, not assume when the conditions look favorable, but assume now. The moment you claim the victory in imagination, you have shifted the inner pattern, and life must conform. This is the formula they tried to hide, for it would render you free. No longer dependent on systems, no longer a pawn in the game of chance. You stand as the creator. Think of the farmer. He does not wait to see the stalk of corn before believing the seed has power. He sows, he waters, he trusts the unseen process beneath the soil. So too must you sow the seed of your desire in imagination. You water it with feeling. You let it root itself in conviction. And though for a season nothing appears above the surface, in time the harvest comes forth in perfect alignment with what you planted. The lottery ticket of life is imagination. What you plant in feeling will grow in form. Tonight, instead of longing and wishing, play the game differently. Close your eyes and step into the scene of fulfillment. Imagine holding the check. Feel the weight of it in your hand. Imagine the joy of those around you when you share the news. See the smiles, hear the congratulations, sense the relief and freedom that flow through your body. Feel it until it is no longer a thought but an experience. Rest in that experience until sleep claims you. That is how you place your bet in the true lottery. That is how you choose the winning numbers, by feeling the end as if it were now. Some may say, but how can this be? Surely life cannot be so simple. Yet look back on your own history. Has it not always been your expectations, your sustained beliefs that shaped your outcomes? Have you not noticed that fear, when dwelt upon, brings the very thing you dreaded? And have you not also seen moments when hope, when imagined with strength, brought a surprising good? The law is impartial. It delivers according to the state you inhabit, whether for good or ill. The formula is the same: assume the feeling, and the result must follow. This is why it has been hidden. For those who cling to control over others do not wish for you to see your own power. They would rather keep you believing in luck, in fate, in forces outside yourself, so that you may remain dependent. But when you awaken to this secret, dependence shatters. You no longer plead with the world. You command it by commanding yourself. You no longer wait for odds to favor you, for you become the author of odds. To win the true lottery, you must master the art of inner seeing. Not wishful seeing, not vague daydreams that come and go, but clear, persistent visions of the end already attained. The world outside is only a mirror. If you see yourself poor within, the mirror reflects poverty. If you see yourself abundant within, the mirror reflects abundance. The mirror cannot resist. It must reflect the image held before it. So give it the image you choose, not the one dictated by fear or circumstance. Do not say, I will try. Do not say, I will hope. Say instead, it is done. Say within yourself, I have won. Claim the state of the winner, and live in that state as naturally as you now live in the state of waiting. You may think this is pretense, but all of life is pretense until it hardens into fact. The world you now see was once only imagined, by you or by another. Everything that appears first appeared in thought. You cannot escape this law, for it governs all. Perhaps tonight, as you hear these words, you feel a stirring within. That stirring is recognition. Some part of you knows this is true. Some part of you has seen the evidence already in little ways, in moments when imagination shaped your day without you even noticing. Perhaps you thought of someone and they appeared. Perhaps you worried about an event and it unfolded just as you feared. If these small things came forth from thought, why not the greater? Why not the winning prize, the sudden breakthrough, the life of abundance? The law does not discriminate. It does not say, this is too big. It only says, as you assume, so shall it be. The great mistake is waiting for the world to show you proof before you believe. That is like waiting for the harvest before planting the seed. The proof comes after the planting, never before. Your task is not to wonder how the seed will sprout, not to dig it up every day in impatience, but to plant it firmly and let the soil of imagination work in silence. Your only work is to believe it into being by feeling it already so. The ticket is not bought with money but with faith. The numbers are not chosen by chance but by assumption. The drawing does not happen in a public hall but in the theater of your mind. And when the prize is drawn, it will appear so naturally that you may be tempted to call it coincidence. Do not call it chance. Recognize it as law fulfilled. Recognize it as the harvest of what you sowed in imagination. Tonight, when you rest, do not fall asleep as a beggar. Do not carry into your dreams the weight of lack and longing. Enter sleep as the winner. Enter as the one who already holds the prize. Wrap yourself in that feeling as in a garment. Let the joy of it sink so deeply into you that your subconscious mind accepts it as fact. Then let the unseen currents of creation bring it forth. This is the formula they tried to hide, but it cannot be hidden from the one who dares to see. If you practice this with persistence, you will find that your entire life shifts. Doors open where none existed. People appear who carry the key to your desire. Circumstances rearrange themselves to bring you exactly what you assumed. You may not know the how, but you do not need to know. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence that governs all creation. Your part is only to assume the end, to live as though it were already yours, and to persist until it becomes fact. The world is full of people chasing after luck, hoping for the rare chance of fortune. Yet you need not chase, you need only claim. The real lottery is not 1 in a million, it is certain. For imagination, when persisted in, must become reality. That is the guarantee of the law. Do not postpone. Do not wait for better conditions, for the right time, for the right number to appear. Tonight is the night. This moment is the moment. Close your eyes and dare to feel it real. Enter the winner's circle now. Let the world catch up to your inner decree. Let life deliver to you the reflection of what you already are within. The secret formula is nothing more and nothing less than living in the assumption that your desire is fulfilled. And when you do, you will discover what the world has long tried to keep from you, that you are the master of the lottery of life, and the winning ticket has always been in your hands. The secret that was hidden from the masses is not a code of numbers, but a code of consciousness. Life itself is the drawing, and your mind is the machine from which the winning numbers are pulled. If you feed it despair, doubt, and lack, those numbers are drawn, and the prize you collect is failure and disappointment. If you feed it certainty, abundance, and joy, then those numbers are drawn, and the prize you collect is wealth, freedom, and fulfillment. The formula is not written in ink on paper, it is written in feeling upon the heart. So many chase after luck, unaware that they are the very creators of what they call luck. What the world names luck is only alignment unrecognized. The winner was aligned before the drawing. They had already stepped into the state of possession. The outer event was but a mirror, reflecting what was already true inwardly. This is why the same person can win again and again, while others wait a lifetime in vain. It is not chance, it is law. This law is impartial, unbending, unwavering. It does not decide who is worthy or unworthy. It does not favor one over another. It only delivers to each the harvest of what they have sown in assumption. If you believe yourself always unlucky, that belief becomes your seed, and the harvest is continual loss. If you believe yourself destined for fortune, that belief becomes your seed, and the harvest is continual gain. It is not the world that determines it, it is the self. The hidden formula is this: see the end, feel the end, live in the end. All else is commentary. All else is distraction. The world of appearances will try to persuade you otherwise. It will shout of odds, of probabilities, of impossibilities. But the world only reflects belief. It is a mirror that cannot choose what to show. It simply displays the image held before it. If you dislike the reflection, do not smash the mirror. Change the image. Consider for a moment the artist. He does not argue with the canvas when the picture displeases him. He does not curse the brush or blame the paint. He simply paints anew. So too must you with your life. Do not fight the conditions. Do not wrestle with the facts. Instead, retreat inwardly and paint the scene of your desire with imagination. Paint it with such detail, such richness, that it becomes more real to you than the conditions outside. Persist in this inner painting until the outer canvas conforms. That is the formula of creation. Tonight, when you prepare for rest, you are handed the brush once more. The last thoughts you hold before sleep are the most potent seeds, for sleep carries them into the depths of your being, where they are nurtured and multiplied. Do not waste this sacred moment by rehearsing fears, by replaying failures, by imagining loss. That is like sowing weeds in your garden. Instead, dare to sow only what you wish to reap. See yourself as the winner, feel yourself as the possessor, rejoice as though it were already done. Sleep in the state of the fulfilled desire, and the night will conspire with you to bring it forth. Do not be deceived by delay. Delay is not denial. The seed takes time to sprout, but sprout it must. No farmer doubts the process because the stalk does not appear overnight. He knows that unseen forces are at work beneath the soil. So too with your assumption. Do not uproot it with doubt. Do not destroy it with impatience. Trust the unseen law to bring it forth in its perfect season. The harvest will come, and it will come in such a way that you may be tempted to forget you planted it. But if you look closely, you will see that it is nothing more and nothing less than the echo of your imagination. The world has tried to distract you with chance, with odds, with external games. But the true game is inner, and in that game you hold every advantage. For you alone control what you imagine, you alone determine what you assume. No one can force you to see lack if you refuse. No one can make you dwell in failure if you persist in success. The inner lottery is fixed in your favor the moment you claim the prize inwardly. What you feel tonight will echo into tomorrow. What you believe tonight will solidify into fact. Life has never been about waiting for luck. It has always been about daring to assume. Every fortune, every empire, every transformation began as a vision unseen by others, but held firmly by the one who believed. That same power rests within you now. The formula is not for the select few, it is for all who dare to use it. Think of those moments in your life when desire was so strong that you could taste it. Think of how you saw it in your mind long before it came. Did it not eventually appear? Perhaps not always as you expected, but appear it did. This is the law at work. You have been using it all your life, though perhaps without awareness. Awareness now grants you mastery. Instead of imagining haphazardly and reaping random harvests, you may now sow deliberately and reap deliberately. The world says, be realistic. But what is realism if not the imagination of another hardened into fact? What is reality if not yesterday's assumption made visible today? To be realistic, then, is to limit yourself to the creations of others. To be daring is to create anew. The formula asks only this step beyond what the senses report, step beyond what the facts declare, and live as though your desire were already attained. Do this persistently, and reality will bend to you. When you imagine wealth, do not imagine the means. Do not burden yourself with the how. Imagine only the end. See yourself free, debt lifted, abundance flowing. Feel the relief, the security, the joy. That feeling is the signal, the true number drawn. Life itself will arrange the means. The means are not your concern. The formula is concerned only with the end. Hold the end, and the means will unfold in ways you cannot predict, in ways so natural you may not even recognize them as miraculous. This is why so many dismiss the law. They expect fireworks, lightning bolts, sudden and dramatic signs. But often the miracle comes quietly, dressed in ordinary clothes. A meeting, a conversation, an unexpected idea, a door that opens when you least expect it. These are the manifestations of the law, subtle yet certain. And when you look back, you will see the golden thread weaving through it all, connecting directly to the assumption you dared to hold. So tonight, I urge you to test it. Do not merely hear these words and nod in agreement. Use the formula. Close your eyes, silence the chatter of doubt, and step boldly into the scene of fulfillment. Do not watch yourself from afar as though on a stage. Enter the scene as though you are living it now. Feel the texture of the prize in your hands. Hear the sound of your own voice speaking the words. I have it. It is mine. Let the joy of it rise until it is unshakable. That is the assumption that will bear fruit. That is the secret lottery formula. The world may laugh. The world may call it fantasy. Let them laugh. Let them cling to chance and probability. You will stand apart, for you will know the truth. The lottery of life is fixed in favor of the one who dares to assume. You will not wait for odds are only the mathematics of unbelief. You will not wait for conditions are only yesterday's thoughts made visible. You will claim tonight what the world says can take years. You will win not by chance but by law, and when it appears, and it will, you will know that it was not luck, not fortune, not accident. You will know it was the law. you will know it was your own inner decree made visible. And in that moment, you will understand why this formula was hidden, why it was disguised as chance, why it was buried beneath superstition and probability. For the one who discovers it no longer lives as a beggar, but as a creator. The one who discovers it no longer pleads with the world, but commands it by commanding himself. So use it tonight. Do not wait for another day, another opportunity, another sign. The sign is already here, in your desire. The opportunity is already given, in your imagination. The day is already chosen, in this very moment. Enter the scene of the fulfilled desire now, and let the unseen law of life do the rest. The winning ticket is already in your hand. The great illusion of the world is that outcomes are decided outside of you, that fortune belongs to the roll of dice, that wealth belongs to the few, that you must wait for chance to smile. Yet the secret, once uncovered, dissolves this illusion. Outcomes are drawn from within. Fortune is the reflection of inward conviction. Wealth is the harvest of imagined abundance. Chance is only the world's word for a law it does not understand. When you look at those who succeed again and again, do you not see the pattern? They walk as though victory is natural. They carry themselves with certainty, with an invisible assurance that says, "This is mine." And life answers that assurance with confirmation. What the world calls confidence is, in truth, inner assumption clothed in action. What the world calls luck is, in truth, persistence in a state until it hardens into fact. The secret formula is not complicated. The mind longs for formulas of numbers, codes, strategies, but the true formula is simple. Imagine the end, feel the end, live in the end. Persist in it until it becomes natural, and reality has no choice but to yield. This is the simplicity that offends the intellect. The mind wants complexity. The truth is profound simplicity. That is why it has been overlooked, hidden in plain sight. You do not need to understand probability to win. You do not need to calculate odds to receive. You do not need to play by the rules of the world to claim what is yours. You need only to assume. Assumption is the ticket. Feeling is the ink. Imagination is the drawing. Life itself is the one who calls the numbers, and it always calls the numbers you have already accepted as true. Tonight, you may choose to remain in the old state, the state of waiting, hoping, longing. If you do, the numbers will be drawn from that state, and tomorrow will look much like today. Or you may dare to step into the new state, the state of fulfillment. If you do, the numbers will be drawn from that state, and tomorrow will echo your inner victory. The law cannot be broken. The formula cannot fail. It is as sure as the rising of the sun, as steady as the pull of the tide. Look around you. Every object you see, every circumstance in your life began as an unseen thought. Someone imagined it, someone assumed it, someone persisted in it until it appeared. The chair, the house, the city, the very clothes you wear, all were once ideas. Do you think your own desires are any different? They too are seeds, waiting only for you to plant them deeply in imagination. They too are visions, waiting for you to clothe them with feeling until they become flesh. The lottery that men play with paper tickets is but a parody of the greater truth. They hold numbers in their hands, unaware that the true numbers are the states they occupy. They hope the drawing will favor them, unaware that the drawing is already rigged by their own assumptions. The formula has never been about chance. It has always been about law, and the law is impartial. Assume the state, and life delivers it. You may ask, if it is so simple, why do so few win? Because so few persist. They try it once, they imagine lightly, and then they return to doubt. They sow the seed and dig it up the next day to see if it has sprouted. They waver between states, never remaining long enough in one to see the harvest. The formula requires persistence. Not strain, not struggle, but gentle persistence. A farmer does not shout at the soil. He simply waits, knowing the process is sure. So too must you. The formula they tried to hide is hidden, not because it is complex, but because it is too simple. The world cannot believe that imagination is the womb of reality. It cannot believe that assumption is the key to destiny. It would rather believe in chance, in fate, in powers beyond its control, for then it can excuse its failures. But once you see the truth, you can no longer excuse yourself. You can no longer blame chance. You must accept that you are the author, and in that acceptance lies your freedom. Do not be afraid of this freedom. It is the greatest gift. For if you are the author, you can write again. If you do not like the story, you can change the ending. If you are not pleased with the chapter, you can begin a new one. No ticket, no odds, no chance can hold you back, for the formula lies in you, and you may use it as often as you choose. What then do you desire? Do not be timid in your asking. Do not shrink your vision to match your present conditions. Desire boldly, for the same law that brings forth the small will bring forth the great. It is no harder for imagination to clothe you in riches than it is to clothe you in rags. The law does not tire, the law does not measure. It only delivers what you assume. If you are to play this great lottery, play boldly. Assume greatly. As you close your eyes tonight, feel the weight of abundance in your hands. Hear the sound of celebration. Smell the scent of freedom. See the life you have always longed for as though you were already living it. Let it so saturate your being that when you open your eyes, the world around you feels like the dream, and the vision within feels like the reality. This is the formula. This is how you win. Persist, and the world will rearrange itself in ways you cannot predict. People will appear at the right moment. Opportunities will surface out of the unseen. Doors you did not even know existed will open before you. It will look to others like luck, like chance, like fortune. Let them call it what they will. You will know it was law. You will know it was your own imagination, faithfully outpictured. And when you win, do not fall back into the old belief of chance. Do not think it was a rare accident. Recognize it for what it was and use it again. Use it for health. Use it for love. Use it for peace. Use it for every desire of your heart. For the formula is universal. It applies to all things, great and small. There is no area of life exempt from it, for imagination creates all. If you doubt, test it. Begin with something small, something you can believe easily. Imagine receiving a letter, a word from a friend, a gift unexpected. Feel it as real and watch it appear. Once you see the law in action, your faith will grow. Then move to the greater, the bolder desires. Nothing is too great for imagination, for it is the power that creates worlds. And if ever you falter, if ever doubt creeps in, return to the simple formula. Close your eyes, see the end, feel the end, live in the end. Do not complicate it. Do not burden yourself with how or when. The how belongs to the unseen wisdom of life. The when belongs to the perfect unfolding of law. Your only task is the end. Assume it is done. Assume it is yours. Assume it now. Tonight, you hold in your hands the winning ticket. It is not printed on paper, it is printed in thought. It is not stamped with numbers, it is stamped with feeling. It is not purchased with money, it is purchased with faith. You need no other qualification. You need no other permission. You need only dare to use it. Life waits upon your assumption. The world is ready to echo back to you whatever you dare to claim. The secret lottery formula is no longer hidden. It is here in your very being, waiting for you to use it tonight.